Hey, good afternoon. Brian Roberts here, Loud&Clear Commercial Media. Wanted to pop on and answer the 3 most common questions that I get about real estate photography and being a real estate photographer. And so these 3 questions, they're not in order from 1 to 3 because I do truly get these in about equal part to each other. But these 3 are the ones that I get the most often by a country mile versus all the other questions that I get on my channel. And so let's get right into it. Question number 1, which camera should I buy? Now, this is kind of a paraphrase of how the question usually is worded. And so typically it's something like I'm looking at the Sony a7 IV, I'm looking at the Canon R5, or vice versa or whatever. Which one of these is going to be best? And so let me play for you here as I'm talking some of my work. And I want you to try to discern by looking at these photographs which camera I used. These are a lot of different photographs over the past couple years or so. Okay, so now that we've looked at those, can you guess which camera that I've used? Well, I'll give you a hint. Whichever camera you've guessed is incorrect because that is using at least 3 or 4 cameras. The only common thing between these cameras is that they're all full-frame sensors. Some of them are Canon cameras, some of them are Sony cameras, some of them are 61, I think, is as high as the resolution goes on the a7 IV. Some of these photos are from. And the lowest is the a7 III or the Canon R3, which are both 24 megapixels. So none of that matters. The manufacturer doesn't matter. The resolution of the camera largely doesn't matter. It matters sometimes, but not for the way that this question is being presented and answered. These are typically people who are not very experienced with real estate photography, and they are asking the question to basically ask what should they buy to get started in the craft. So like I said, the camera doesn't matter, the manufacturer of it doesn't matter, the camera model itself doesn't matter. What Canon does matter, though, in my opinion, is that it is a full-frame 35mm sensor. And the reason for that is really mostly about lensing. And that's to say that typically these manufacturers these days will concentrate all of their heaviest R&D on their full-frame systems. And so that's where you're going to find the greatest selection of glass. Now, as far as focal lengths go, I have made a video about the 2 lenses that I recommend for real estate photography, and I will leave a link to that right there. But let's get on to our second most common question. This one is, how much money can I make as a real estate photographer? Or maybe more appropriately, how much money should I expect to make as a real estate photographer? So the internet and YouTube is not short of any type of media professional who's telling you what the range is, what the client base, and all this other stuff, but not many people really just actually come out and say it. You can expect to make X amount of money. Well, I'm going to do that. So this past year, I had attended the professional media, it's PMRE now, it used to be PFRE. It's Professional Media for Real Estate, I think is what the acronym stands for now, conference in Las Vegas. I'm going to go again this year, so if you want to go, then say hi to me. It's really a good time. So the very first presenter at the PMRE conference is a gentleman by the name of Brannick Weeks. He is the founder, one of the co-founders of Aria, which is the delivery platform that I use for all of my delivery. And this was a really great presentation because he started out by just giving these numbers. They have a huge sampling of what an average real estate photographer makes. And really, to break it down, if you are a one-man band real estate photographer, you're doing everything yourself, you can typically expect to earn, if you're doing it full-time, between $80,000 per year and about $120,000 per year. Now, that's a pretty big range of incomes, and that's when it comes down to really the market that you're in. And so it is possible and likely, once you're first starting out, that you're going to make less than $80,000 per year. But in most markets, working at a similar pace as most real estate photographers, you're looking at about 100 grand. You can go a lot higher than that also if you're in a particularly expensive market, or if you get luxury clients like luxury agents or home builders. You can go significantly higher than 100,000, higher than 120,000. And question number 3 is, how do I get clients? If I were to choose the most common one of the 3 questions we're going over today, this would be it. I feel like I get this question more than any of the other ones. But before I answer that, let me just point out something that I noticed while preparing for this video. And that is, all 3 of these questions, none of them focus on or even make mention of how do I get better at the craft, right? Nor do they mention or focus on how do I talk with clients? How do I interact with real estate agents? Okay, that's different than getting them. How do I get clients? Well, okay, sure, you got it. Now what? Does your photography still stink? Or do you not know how to interact with, do you not understand what the mind of a real estate agent is? And so these things are important. These, I think, are the 2 most important things that you need to have to be successful as a real estate photographer. Is you need to be able to produce good photography, and you need to be able to interact with real estate agents on their level and understand that business to be able to really work with them well. And so now I will answer, how do I get clients? But before I do, please hit the like and subscribe. I hate doing this kind of stuff. The like, subscribe, YouTuber, whoa, the bell notification and all that. But I know that we have to do it in order to grow our channels. It doesn't cost you anything. It would mean a lot to me if you were just to like the video. So how do you get clients? Well, I haven't had to do this for many years. And because I've been established for many years, once you get those first 5, 10, dozen or so clients, your business just starts growing organically by word of mouth. But before I had that really start to pick up, I attended a lot of real estate office sales meetings. This, in my experience, is a lot better to grow than is doing blast email marketing or search engine optimization to your website or anything like that, because real estate photography and real estate just as a business in every area is an extraordinarily personal business. These are people that you're breaking in on. This is not just a service that you're providing, right? This is a customer service job more than it is a creative job, more than it is a sales job. This is a customer service job. And your relationships with these folks really matter a lot. And so the best way to get them as clients is just to get in front of them belly to belly, show them what you're all about, and invite them to try out your services. If you would like to see a video about how exactly I do that and what my pitch is, I will leave a link to it how about right there. We'll try to put it on that side. And if you got any value from this, I would love to have you around to see the next one. Take care.